Long time no see. Apologies for my polo, which is unironed. I don't really have much time to do YouTube anymore, but I hope that will change in the near future. Today I wanted to talk about the Polish education system. So in 2024, as of the 22nd of March, I believe, it is not obligatory anymore for primary school students to complete homework. And that has had an effect on the private sector as well, in which I work. And a lot of my colleagues' experiences and my own experiences show that it wasn't a good decision. To give you a brief overview of how the Polish education system has changed, or rather how it has not changed for a long time, and how those changes were probably not a good idea, is that in, I believe, 2010, Poland was 14th in the world ranking of the best education systems in the entire world. As of 2024, we are on the 23rd place, which means we've fallen by 9 places in the ranking. Now, I don't want to go all that deep into statistics and research. I think this video is more intended to be a little bit of a rant in my own experiences regarding all this. Long story short, children just don't do homework as much as they used to, and this means they do not get enough revision and repetition at home. Now, a lot of parents are happy about the change, and I believe a lot of them are happy about it because they don't have to do the homework with the children anymore. So this is yet another step into dumbing down the system and having the parents kind of detach from their children's education, so they don't have to put any effort into it anymore, and they don't really play a role in their children's education anymore. Now, me being a teacher, I know what the reality is. Even when the homework was obligatory in the public education, then children still wouldn't do it a lot of the time. But now they've basically been given the permission not to do it, and they know they have the right not to do it. So teachers are helpless, really. This didn't really affect me directly because I've never worked in the public sector, nor am I planning on doing that anytime soon. But they think that this means in language schools or when having classes with me, they ought to not have homework either. Because, well, if in the public education system this has been the decision, it means it was the right decision. Now, I disagree with that decision. I don't think it was a good thing to do. This is not Finland, this is Poland. The reality here is different, the mentality here is different, and such changes need to be done over time. And having in mind the fact that our education system is a bit old-fashioned, letting go of homework altogether was not the right move. There are some people that will benefit from this. I mean, those kids and children who have parents that are directing them since pretty much day one of their education, and they know what they want their children to do, can benefit from this because they have more free time in which they can pursue the interests that they really have instead of the ones that are imposed by the schools. But truth be told, a lot of the children and a lot of the parents of those children don't know and won't know until a very, very late years in their education what they'll be doing. So what this creates is a lot of illiterate people, really, who don't have basic knowledge of maths, don't have basic knowledge of their own language, of literature, things like that. And, you know, who am I to judge? I really hadn't read any books myself when I was at school. I believe it were just 2 that I read. But I think this kind of green light that, hey, it's okay not to really put any effort into school besides the time you spend within the premises is not a good thing. And I think all this marks the downfall of the Polish education system, because we can say that maturity exams are being dumped down, pretty much everything is being dumped down, and people who enter the job market or go into university are clueless. And with this video, I do not intend to prescribe any solutions to this. I only wanted to open a discussion. So those of you who are in Poland or watch my videos, what do you think about this change? And what are your experiences? Even if you're not at school, if you're outside of Poland, you know, what does this look like compared to your education system from the country that you live in. I haven't really done much research into it because this is pretty fresh and I don't think even much of it is available yet. But I can already see the effects firsthand, that the children just stopped caring and the parents, who a lot of them never cared really. There's even a bigger disparity between those parents who care and those who didn't ever really. And you can really see the difference between those kids who really understand what homework is for and they do it, and those who have parents who don't care and they don't really support their children's education and they don't push them to do homework, they don't push them to actually further their development. Those are left behind even more so than they were when they just did a little bit of the homework because they were obliged to do it. I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say. So please leave your thoughts down in the comments below. This will create some maybe room for discussion and room for thinking, although it won't bring about any changes. Now, as a last thought, I only wanted to add that in 2023 I attended a conference at the University of Warsaw, and do you know what? A lot of the educators, they didn't really have any solutions to all this. This was before the homework change really happened. But it was a lot of arguing and a lot of disagreeing and a lot of different opinions. Some people thought that the modern approach is the way to go. Some people thought we should resort to traditional ways of teaching and educating via pen and paper, for example, and note-taking, say. I do not have my own stance on this matter, but I don't think that any extreme is good. I think that balance in education is the thing that we should be working towards. Really curious to see what you guys have to say in this regard. As always,